This is a strengthening exercise for the glute med. The glute med is important because it's part of the pelvis and part of the hip, but it helps to stabilize the upper part of your thigh or your leg to manage your knee and foot position. Okay, so this is one of those muscles that helps to lift the leg and keep it into a wide position. What we want to do to set up the exercise, she's got her head resting on her arm, or she can fold her arm like this. We just want to make sure that the head is in line with the body or the spine, so we're not in an up position cranking the neck. We also want to have the spine nice and straight. So this bottom leg, to make sure that the pelvis isn't going to move and that lower spine stays in a nice flat position down here, is we're going to bring that knee up towards the chest to whatever your maximum is. We now want to have the hips stacked on top of each other, and we're going to work in 3 different positions because the muscle's kind of like a fan as it goes through the backside of the hip here at the pelvis. So our typical position is usually about 45 degrees, 30 degrees of the hip angle. So here's our torso, here's the leg angle. We're going to go ahead and flex that ankle a little bit. We're going to create a little bit of a soft knee, and then what we're going to do is we're going to lift that leg through range of motion as not to rock that pelvis backwards or try to create a hip hike so that that pelvis doesn't move up this way. What I like to do a lot of the times, aside from keeping that hand in front of us for some stability, is sometimes take that hand right to the backside of that hip, so as I lift, I can really feel the contraction in my own hand of where I'm making that muscle work, and that helps to give me a little bit better awareness of how I'm working with that muscle. And so whatever your range of motion is to lift, we're going to try to go and tap to the ground and lift up as much as we can. If we want to work in a different plane of exercise, we can try to bring this leg up to about a 90-degree angle. Same leg position where the toes turn down, the knees turn down. We have a little bit of a soft knee, and now we're going to lift that leg up again, and that's going to work more the back side of that muscle or the posterior fibers, okay, which is also a very good exercise to do. Typically, this position is a little bit more difficult for most people. And then the last position is going to be in line with the body as much as we can. We don't want to create any extension of that lumbar spine. We want to try to keep that pelvis in a nice neutral position. So we're going to bring that leg back as much as we can without arching the back. And now we're going to work more of the forward fibers of that muscle, which is like the anterior fibers of the glute medius. So we're going to go ahead and lift that leg up, soft knee. The soft knee helps to take the tension out of that IT band so that we don't have too much superficial tension and that we can work more in the meat of that muscle. And again, any of these ranges of motion we can progress with our strength reps, and we usually a baseline is to work 3 sets of 50 reps. That helps to really strengthen and reinforce this muscle. Once we get into a level of that many reps consistently, then we can usually add a ankle weight to help load this type of leg exercise, but super important for strengthening this to stabilize your hip and your pelvis.